future suffering can be discarded. Book 2 is called Sadhana. It's about spiritual practice. But so far, apart from Sutra 1 in Book 2, we've been concerned with the problems, the impediments to spiritual practice, and these are referred to as the afflictions or the poisons. And these poisons are based on ignorance. These poisons suck awareness into them. And Sutra 11 told us that meditative focus, jhana, bypasses these vortices. It bypasses the vortices of the poisons. Awareness identifies with these poisons. It constructs its reality around them. And this is the situation we're in. It's an ongoing process. It has its own natural momentum. We go with this flow, but it's not a good flow, or at least it's not a spiritual flow. Spiritual practice means going against the flow, and this is what Sutra 15 told us. This flow, the normal flow, the everyday flow, is the drive towards comfort, the avoidance of discomfort, and allowing ourselves to be embraced by comfort. But we have to examine this, we have to look into this. We have to challenge our automatic enslavement to comfort. This doesn't mean to say that we've got to cultivate discomfort. The discomfort arises naturally when we start challenging our addiction to our own comfort zone. Now, comfort isn't simply an animal thing, looking for a nice cozy space all the time. We take a certain comfort in our beliefs, our attitudes, our understanding, our intellectual stance, our intellectual viewpoint. Future suffering can be discarded. So what suffering are we talking about here? Are we talking about the suffering of not being in our comfort zone? Future suffering here refers to being sucked into the vortices of our ignorance. Future suffering means not practicing yoga, not engaging with enlightenment practice. So we must question those ideas which we get comfort from, the basic understanding. We must question ideas which we would regard as stupid to question. So for future suffering to be discarded, for future suffering to be bypassed, what Sutra 17 tells us is that what needs to be discarded is the associating of seeing with an object that is being seen. The associating of seeing with an object that is being seen. We normally say things like, I see that, I see the camera. So in that very statement we're supposing that there's an I here, there's a me here, a centre, an experiencer, a centre of experiencing. There's an object out there, and somehow there's something going on which allows me to cognize that object out there. We need to drop this. We need to drop this understanding. Sutra 6 told us that the affliction of separate selfhood is when experiencing is mistakenly attributed to an experiencer. So there's something we have to look at here. There's something we have to examine. There's something we have to question. It's the very nature of experience. This is at the root of ignorance. It isn't just about being greedy and being a creature devoted to comfort. The comfort's in our ideas, in our understanding. This is what we're up against. So how do we discard seeing with an object that is being seen? Fundamentally, there's only experiencing going on. It's more accurate for me to say there is a video camera than to say I see a video camera. The video camera is going on. That's all that's going on. And because this video camera is going on, we reflect on it and we say, I am seeing the video camera. But there's only the video camera. This might seem to be only a matter of semantics. But in saying there's only the video camera, we're coming to a more fundamental level of awareness. Because that is actually all there is. What is this I that is doing the seeing? What is the seeing? There's just the video camera. We don't need to bring me or some process of perception into it. We can if we want to think about it and get into a scientific way of understanding, that's fine in its own mode. But spiritually, we need to get used to the idea there's only what is. There isn't an entity experiencing what appears to be. And quite a lot of the Yoga Sutras are to do with probing this, dismantling this conventional understanding, this consensus reality that we adhere to and mistake for reality. This is the essence of a wisdom teaching.